Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are going to be talking about Harley Quinn, Season 4, Episode 7. And who doesn't love a time travel episode? Let's be honest. I really liked this episode. Probably my favorite episode this season so far. We start off with Harley asking Gordon, hey, am I crazy? What's going on? He was like, you seem fine to me. And they're trying to go back through security camera footage because Harley thinks she has a double or something. She thinks she's going insane, going crazy. And he taped over it with Baby Shark stuff. So, do, baby. Meanwhile, Ivy is going to steal, I believe it is a time sphere. You know, travel through time, go back in time. And Ivy's like, no, we're not going to use it for any type of time travel scenario. I just want to put it in my office. I think it looks cool. So Harley is freaking out, looking like a hot mess over here, trying to ask Batgirl. And we find out that Batgirl is investigating to who really killed Nightwing because she doesn't believe that the Joker actually killed Nightwing. So he's saying, it doesn't add up. We need to figure this out. Meanwhile, the Joker is having all this time going on podcasts and doing all this other crazy stuff. She's looking through the footage, trying to figure out who actually did it. Apparently, the IRS is going to be coming to the Legion of Doom at some point, so that is why Nora is rocking the Ivy wig to throw him off a little bit. And let me tell you, not even the Joker messes with the IRS, if you remember that quote. I believe it was, I don't remember what season, but I believe it was this show, and I cannot remember the season, but I know even he's afraid of the IRS. So that's, that's something to keep in mind as well. Harley is kind of abusing her, not really beating her, more of just kind of like, hey, where the heck is Harley, trying to throw some toughness on her, and she was like, I had a UTI at Jazzapajizza, so you think it could hurt me? I was like, oh my god, Nora, what is going on with you? So apparently, is it Tweak? Or it starts with a T. Their name starts with a T. I want to say it's Tweak. It's probably not Tweak. They have the ability to control people too, so that they can use this, whatever it is, craziness, their ability can control animals and people. So that's really cool that they can just get inside people's heads and control them, what they are doing. So the natural disasters are, they're all about trying to steal this thing with Ivy, having a good time. Harley shows up, Superman shows up, Wonder Woman shows up, and Ivy's like, are you really trying to stop me right now? Like, concerned. She was like, no, but I want to have a conversation with you. And if I have to stop you in order to do it, that's what happened. That's what's going to happen. So they end up going in the time sphere and traveling in time 25 years to, I believe, 2048. It's essentially apocalyptic. Robin is running a police state in Gotham and controlling essentially everything. And then we learn that they get mad because apparently they killed the one attractive guy that was left, and they just have the one other one that was a voice actor, and she was like, oh, the voice, not the face. And then we learn that the leader of this organization is none other than the one, the only, daughter of Harley and Ivy. And you can see the characteristics in both. The hair looks like Ivy, but the skin, the face, pretty much I feel like everything else kind of looks like... Sorry, the hair looks like Harley, my mistake, and everything else kind of looks like Ivy. Maybe the lips and the eyes. They asked who the sperm donor was. We didn't get a... answer to that. I doubt there was a sperm donor, being that this is, DC. They probably just took both of their DNA, combined it in some sort of tube in order to create her. That's my best guess. But Neytiri is her name, and they were like the blue chick from Avatar. So meanwhile, Joker goes on the podcast with Psycho. We haven't really seen Psycho much, but we learned that he was getting tested for insomnia the night that Nightwing died, and that he's not the one that actually could do it. And he's trying to say he did do it. So now we have a mystery on our hands. As for my guess, who I think actually killed Nightwing, I'm going to say Harley did it. I feel like everything they're trying to like. I feel like they're trying too hard to make you believe Harley didn't do it. So there's like literally zero signs. So that's my guess, is that somehow in her slumber, when she falls asleep, her inner villain comes out, and her inner villain came out when she was asleep, and she was probably the one that ended up doing it. Couldn't have been Joker. It's possible it was still Joker, and maybe he had some time on the side or something when he did it. But my guess is everything is pointing away from Harley. Ivy said she specifically didn't do that and wouldn't do that, so it makes sense that Harley is the one that ended up actually doing it. So we'll have to wait and see if I am actually correct. I know that I am filming this with like 2 other episodes, because this is episode 7. I know we're already on episode 9, and then this Friday you're going to have the season finale. Please do not spoil it for me or other people. Give it like a week after the finale, and then you are more than welcome to put whatever spoilers you want on here. But up until that point, do not spoil it. I'm not going to... If I see a comment that ruins it before I get to see episode 8 and 9, and maybe it gets revealed in one of those 2 episodes, I am going to be very, very annoyed. And now here comes the trolls. They're going to do it anyway. That's what's going to happen. I can guarantee you one of you is going to hear my little rant. They're going to do it anyway. So we have some nail guns, crazy things. So Natiri said they're going to go take down Robin. They go flying into the fortress, make it look, everything's looking good there. They show up, and then we find out that Natiri is actually working for Robin, and that, Robin freezes heroes and villains, and he collects them like trophies. He hasn't gotten out of that chair in years. Let me tell you, he has been in that chair for a long time, to the point where he's still probably wearing the original Robin suit. That's why it's so small on him. He got his gut hanging out, everything along those lines. So they end up, talking. They said they're bad at communicating. Apparently, their daughter went into kindergarten without having a name, so she had to name herself, and then Shelby was the one that ended up naming her. Harley calls her Lady Something Fingers. And the reason they have the dirt is because in this apocalyptic society, basically all soil is barren. So we actually don't see Ivy having the capability to use her powers in any of this, because you can't grow anything if the soil is barren, which is why the soil is so precious and why it was traded for Harley and Ivy. So they end up beating the crap out of their daughter, giving her a nice parenting lesson there. And then we'll call him Little Shark, or Baby Shark Jr., whatever you want to call him. He ended up helping them out, and he was like, what, I want to wake up tomorrow in a society that isn't like this, so go help, go fix what you messed up. So you now have the ability to know what you messed up, so now go fix it. And that's kind of where the episode ends. They end up back in the future. Well, 7 days, I should say they are now 7 days in the future. They're complaining about how everything's in black and white now. Harley's complaining about how the 1 and the 7 look very, very, very similar, and they do, so they actually end up in 6 days in the future, and everything's going to hell. So I don't know if they're just going to use the time sphere again and go back, or they're going to have some sort of adventure here, but this episode is getting 10 out of 10, I'll be honest with you. This is definitely worth a rewatch, definitely stuff that I missed. Really, really cool that we got to see Harley and Ivy's daughter. Got to go in the future, got to see one of King Shark's kids. I got to see Robin in the future. We learned that Ivy and Harley are both dead in the future. Don't know how they die. Wasn't explained, and I doubt it will be explained, because they're going to end up changing the future in the past. Although, 6 days in the future, so who knows what actually happened here. We'll have to wait and see what happened next episode. My guess is they're probably just going to get in the time sphere and go back to the actual date to figure out what happened, or they're going to confront Lex, because apparently Lex Luthor is the reason all of this happened. I don't know if he had some sort of mental meltdown or something and just decided to make the Earth barren, but to me it looks like it already happened, so I don't know if there's a way to fix it without going back in time, or they're going to make something where they're forced to stay there, the time sphere gets destroyed, and they're going to have to figure out how to fix it, or they end up dying. I mean, I don't think this is going to be the last season of this ever. Show seems fairly popular. As I said, not as much hype this year. I've even seen Fiona and Cake. I've seen a couple commercials for that. Haven't seen too much about it. I need to check that out too at some point. Fiona and Cake, the spin-off of Adventure Time. But we'll see. We'll see if we get an announcement for a Season 5. As I said, there's supposed to be a Kite Man series that's kind of like a spin-off of this at some point, so maybe that's what we're going to see next. I thought we were going to see this Kite Man series before we saw Season 4 of Harley Quinn. I'll be honest with you, but yet, here we are. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Yet again, no spoilers. Please give it about a week and then spoil away. Other than that, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and as always, have a good one.